What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Built by B Mason podcast. I'm your host, B Mason, and on the podcast, we have candid conversations with amazing and interesting people in golf. Today is no different. Today on the podcast, we have Patrick Harris. He is a PGA teaching pro up here in Northern California. Thanks for joining me today, Pat. How you doing?
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, can I call you Pat? I can call you Pat, right?
Family, man. Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him Pat. Y'all call him Patrick or Mr. Harris, but I'm gonna call him Pat. So yeah, Pat. Thanks for joining me. As you can see, it's nighttime. You know, with my podcast, I didn't want to do anything. If you want to be on my podcast, you got to come on at nighttime, just cause it's way more chill that night, way more laid back. You know, it's just. Do you feel at ease that night?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. It sets the tone. It sets the mood. You just have a good time to relax. Ease your mind, and if you got something to say, yeah, you say it, and you feel good about it.
Yeah, I like that. You know, I'm not no young man, but I ain't no old man either. I always say that. I ain't no young man, but I ain't no old man either. So, like the young folks say, man, it's a vibe. B Mason podcast is a vibe. The Built by B Mason podcast, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
So so since my podcast is fairly new, I want to start all my podcasts off the same. And you're probably gonna laugh if you've seen this movie, Brown Sugar, before, but it's kind of like a spin off Brown Sugar.
Okay.
So Patrick, tell me, when did you fall in love with golf?
Oh man, I remember like it was yesterday. 4 years old. It was Tiger at '97 Masters. I didn't see. I didn't see any. Actually, I'll take that back. I saw one shot, and that one shot was Tiger making the final putt on the green, him fist pumping, and I was like, man, that looked cool. And next thing you know, I had a golf club in my hand a week later, and she hanging out with my granddad because he played golf, and he started taking me along, and like 24, 25 years later, I'm right here.
And that's crazy, man, because like as I scroll, like if anybody, we'll get into your Instagram and all that later, but if anybody scroll through your IG, like, man, it's like you got this amazing Tiger swag. You got the spin down, you got the walk down. I be trying to do the spin, I be fucking up, but you know, it's like, man, it's like the Nike on, you know. Speaking of Nike, man, do you got like a deal with Nike? You always got on Nike, man. Can I get some Nike?
Yeah, I got some hookups. I used to work for Nike for 4 years. Let's see, back from 2013 to 2017. I was working for Nike for 4 years, being a rep on the East Coast for a little bit, and I've been out the Nike headquarters a couple times. They always show me love out there.
Yeah,
Uh,
you get showed a lot of love, man. We gonna say that for later in the podcast. 'Cause I need some, like, I got my Nike, but I pay for my Nike. I don't think you pay for your Nike. I need to get the hookup you got.
yeah, I don't pay for all of it. I'll say that. Yeah.
Look at, if y'all see he being modest, he like, you know, I don't really, yeah, whatever. We don't want to hear it. So anyway, we're gonna come back to this growing up in golf. Tell me this, like, what you started so young, like how is it being a youth in golf?
Oh man, from my generation, I can only speak from that. It was fun. Just from because me and you, we kind of know our stories a little bit. We're both from Alabama, so we always have that tie.
Yep.
But yeah, um, yeah. With that, yeah, it was just fun. It was a fun time. I remember playing Highland Park Golf Course on the south side of Birmingham.
Yep.
Anytime I go home, that's still my home course. Nothing will ever change. But just going out there, hanging out with some of my other friends who look like me, we would just battle all day long from almost 8 in the morning till we couldn't see the ball anymore. And that's how we just got good. We were just trying to beat each other. And after that, of course, Tiger was in his prime, and we all tried to do what Tiger did, and even better. So it was some good times back then.
Yeah, man, we've been knowing each other all this time, and I'm wondering why I never asked you this, but have you ever played as a youth? Have you ever played against anybody who's like currently on tour, or maybe like, who did you play? Who did you play against?
Oh yeah. So I played against Justin Thomas. I played against him a few times. Kid still had the swagger from there, from then, and he still has it now. Gotta respect it. Yeah, but he a cool, chill dude though. He's really cool. Um, Another one, Trey Mullinax. He's on the PGA Tour. Me and him, we were actually rivals. Uh,
Wow.
yeah, from my high school to his high school. So there were a few times, my team clipped his team, and he wasn't too happy about that. So anytime I see him, if I go back to Alabama, I'll remind him. He might be on the tour, but we're both professionals at the end of the day. So I still like to get him at that.
Is it weird? Like, is it weird? Like, especially like Justin Thomas, is it weird? Like knowing that, like, man, I grew up playing against this dude, and now he like crushing it on the PGA tour. Like, how does that feel?
No, actually, doesn't feel any different. Because I do have two more friends, Harold Varner and actually three, Cheyenne West and Sedina Parks. They've been some good friends of mine over the years. And I talk to them like they're just regular people, and if I see Justin Thomas, I'm just gonna say, hey, what's up? I play against you. We go back.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm glad that you made it to where you are. I think you worked I think you worked your butt off to get there. So I'm proud of you. But at the same time, though, is like I think I only look crazy to two people, and that would be Tiger Woods and most likely God. So yeah.
Hey, them two good people, because God is God, and Tiger Woods is like the god of golf. in a way, in a way. I'm glad you brought up Harold and Cheyenne too. I'm gonna need that plug later, sir. They might need to come on the Built by B Mason podcast. I'm just saying. But let me ask you this. This is more like a serious question. Is there any, because right now you're a teaching pro, is there anything in the future about giving it a run at the tour?
Always. I contemplate that every day. Actually, it's actually pretty funny you said that. So was it 2 nights ago? Me and a friend we're just hanging out, just having a drink on the patio, just relaxing. But he's my golfing partner a lot. We play golf all the time whenever I can get out. And he just brought up the situation of or the topic of, hey Pat, if you play some pro tournaments, I'll be your caddy, just like whatever. I'm like, all right, yeah, whatever. Like we're just talking. I don't care. But he was like, no, hey, I'm serious. Like he pulls out his phone, starts looking at tournaments in the Sacramento's Bay, like in San Jose, San Francisco Bay area, and he's like, "Hey, I'm serious. Like, if we found some tournaments, would you play?" And I was like, "Well, I don't have anything else to do, so and I know I can still compete, and I know I can still golf my ball pretty well. So I'll say, if you find the tournaments, I'll sign up for it." So I guess that's in the works right now. So
He insane. You gonna get on, man. Talk to me about playing in tournaments. Like me, like I don't know if people know my story. I kind of explained it on the first episode of my podcast how I got into golf, but people know I told people I played in tournaments before, and like they say, well, how'd you do that? And like the first tournament that I ever played in, I had only been playing golf for a month. I know it's crazy, especially because you a pro. So I had been playing golf for a month. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm a pure athlete. I got the swagger. I feel like I got the mental state. I'm like, I'm a pure athlete. I'm gonna go out here and crush it. Man, I went out there and shot a 131, bro. In the tournament. I came in dead last. So talk to me about the pressure of playing in golf tournaments.
yeah, it's really it's about how you it's just how you perceive it. If if you put the work in, it will eliminate the fear of messing up. So it's all about how you prepare. If you're preparing, so say it's a specific track, it has a lot of water hazards, or it has forced carries, whatever it may be, or you have to, draw back and hit more irons or fairway woods and drivers. It's all about your preparation and how you're going to attack the course mentally than physically, because golf is played on a 10-inch field, the distance between your ears. So it's all about how you're perceiving your mindset. So if your mind is game ready, your body will already attack. So and how I always went about tournaments was playing junior golf or amateur golf or college golf or even right now it's a pro golf. It's all about how I'm attacking the tournament with my mind already. Do I feel prepared? Do I feel I had done the work that I needed to do? Am I able to hit the shots that I want to hit? Do I have certain shots that will keep me in play? Yes. Do I have shots in my bag to where I can rely on if I need to bomb one or I need to take a forced carry somewhere? Yes, I have that. So it just
Hold
depends.
on. Okay, I like what you said. You took me down a direction I've been waiting to go down. We'll
Okay.
come back. We'll come back to the mental part because the mental is that's very important. That's probably the most important actually. But talk about shots. How many shots do you have in your bag?
I lost count.
Oh, see, you're so cocky. Are you cocky or is it just swagger?
I'm confident in my abilities.
I like it. I like it. So if you're on the first tee, what's your go-to shot shape, or is it dependent on the actual hole?
Well, first tee shot, of course, I'm always nervous. If you're not nervous, you're not going to care about it. But it just depends. What is the whole playing? So my first tee shot has already been hit before I even get to the first tee. So when I'm on the range, the last shot that I hit is my first tee shot. So my first tee shot is good on the range. I piped it right down the middle. I pulled the club out of the bag. I set it up how I wanted to, act like it was the first one, and piped it. All right, I'm going to take that same mentality to the first tee and just say, hey, Patrick, you just did this just 5 minutes ago. Just go ahead and do it again and rip it. And that's enough to calm the nerves and to say, we already just did it, so just go do it again. And
Let me ask you this. Let me give you a scenario.
Mhm.
You've been playing. You're in a tournament. You've been playing 18.
Mhm.
You've been playing okay. Hold up. I'm a filmmaker, so let me paint the picture for you.
Okay.
You're walking off 17.
Okay.
You just bogey. You're going down 18. You're tied for the lead.
Mhm.
You get to the tee box. It's a forced carry, 245-yard forced carry
Mhm.
driver. It's got to be a driver off the tee. No other thing.
Mhm.
What is you know for a fact you have to be in the fairway? What is your go-to shot shape?
Oh, my cut. Yeah, my cut. No questions about it. That's not a shot that's gonna fail me. I know how to play that shot really well. Actually, I was practicing it today. It was a lot of fun practicing that shot today because that's a shot that I really rely on. But 245 force carry. I already know. I'm already going to carry a 245 with the cut. Um, my main thing is okay, just putting it out there. And when it gets out there about 270, like between 265, 270, 280, around there. But then it rolls. So it's very low spinning and it rolls out with a nice little shot shape that fades back into the fairway.
I kind of figured you were gonna say that cut because you've been studying Tiger so long, and I know Tiger go-to shot is the cut. So I was expecting you to say the cut. I didn't know if you were gonna throw me down a loophole or whatever, but I thought you might say the cut.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: if you had to play a whole 18 with a putter and one club, what would that club be?
Putter and one club, my 7 iron.
7 9. See, I'm totally different, and I want to explore this for a minute because I started thinking, I'm like, I think I would play it, and this might sound crazy, but I wouldn't win. I probably just break even, or I have some pluses on my card, but I would probably play it with a putter and a sand wedge
Yeah.
because I think in my mind I'll just go ahead and take the bogeys on like the par fives and maybe a couple of the par fours. But
Mhm.
like really, I hit my sand wedge, I can full swing my sand wedge like 107,
Mhm.
108. So I'm like, if I get to a whatever, par four, 300 and whatever yards, it's like boop, boop, boop. It's like 300 on there. I can just take my little bogey, get it close and walk away with a bogey. I think sometimes, and what mess people up in golf is we always trying to go for like the big, we trying to go for whatever, the big drive, the big whatever, when really golf is more like a position game. What's your outlook on that?
Yeah, I'm more of a position player. I'm not with the whole bomb and gouge, with the whole Bryson DeChambeau and Roy McIlroy. All that's awesome, but I'm also realistic. All right? I have a full time job. I don't work out every day. Okay. I don't work out every day. My diet is not like theirs. So the bomb and gouge.
Oh yeah, because I be seeing your Instagram eating good, so I know your diet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not the best. So yeah. So yeah, the bomb and gouge. Do I think it's good for the game? Yeah, it's something that's cool. That looks. I would say that looks cool for the kids. The adults, I think they should calm down on that because our bodies don't react and recover that fast as kids. But also, yeah. Now, when it comes to playing the game, and I have studied this from me as a player, me as a student, and me as a teacher. Being a position player is, I think, is more critical. So actually succeeding in this game, because if you have other clubs in your bag that you can rely on, you can rely on all 14. That's good. But also, if you can place your 3-wood, say 220, 230, 240, whatever it may be, into the fairway, and it sets you up good. You might have a long iron in or whatever it may be, but it keeps you in the fairway instead of the long grass. That's something you should really take into consideration, because if if you're always in the rough or you're always in trouble somewhere, you can be 300 yards in trouble. And
Oh yeah. And I know a lot of people probably listening to this podcast. I know y'all be in the rough. Don't be acting like y'all ain't in the rough. And
yeah, like,
then you out of position, then you got to punch out, or you got to try to play the Superman shot, and then you end up duffing it anyway. So now you got to still hit again. It's like, just get it in play off the top, and you don't even have to worry about that. I'm glad you talked about teaching. That's a good segue to where I want to go. You're a teacher. Are you working out of a particular club, or where you working out of?
Turkey Creek Golf Club in Lincoln.
Okay.
Yeah,
right outside Sacramento, right?
yeah, right, like north of Sacramento. Yeah, the only course I've worked at here in California.
Let me ask you this: what is something that you see every player come in? What do they struggle with? What's something that you see consistently throughout everybody who you see? What do they struggle with?
Okay, so first off the bat, everyone is scared. Okay, that's first thing. Everyone is scared. That's something that everyone struggles with. Second, they always, if we're talking about golf swing or anything like that, they always are slicing the ball. Now you do have some hookers. You do have some. That's a rare breed though. But you do have some hookers. But yeah, a lot of golfers are slicing it, and they're playing with their mind a lot. They're saying like, I want to do this, I want to do that, and honestly, a lot of people they're making the game so much more complicated because of whatever their friends told them, whatever they're reading on Golf Digest or Golf.com, or going to the usual YouTube and seeing like 1,000 pros on there.
I'm glad you said that. Talk to me about the YouTube. I call it the YouTube rabbit hole. Talk to me about the YouTube. I'm explaining to you what the YouTube rabbit hole is. The YouTube rabbit hole is when you go Google something in golf. Now, when you Google it, you're in the algorithm. And then when you go to YouTube, they suggest you 1,000 videos about the golf swing and confuse the fuck out of you. So talk to me about the YouTube rabbit hole. How does that get people in trouble? How does that get people in trouble?
Okay, so I tell my students this all the time. So the information that's on YouTube, from any golf instructor, I'm not going to bash any other golf instructor. But I think it is great information. First of all, I really do. I've seen hundreds of videos, probably thousands of videos on there, and I think they all have great information to give. I don't think any of it's wrong. But the kicker is when the student is actually, him or her, is doing something that is not pertaining to their game. So they're misdiagnosing their game. And then that's going to cause other problems because it probably goes back to what their friend said or what they're trying to do or what they're trying to see. in their own personal game, and it can be a total 360 of what you actually need.
And I'm glad you said that because as somebody who has fell victim to the YouTube rabbit hole before, now I'm so educated in golf to like I can like diagnose myself pretty much, and I know what to trash and what not to. I know what to work on or what to actually look for when I'm trying to work on a particular thing. But at first, when I used to go down the YouTube rabbit hole, I had no idea. And I think what I would love to stress to people who's watching the podcast is that like golf is hard already. If you go down the YouTube rabbit hole, you could work on something that could set you back almost a half a year or more.
Without a
And,
doubt.
and it will take you another half a year to fix what you ingrained in that you didn't need to ingrain in the first place. And it could have been something as simple as you had the wrong grip, but then you started working on something else, and now you didn't ingrain this bad muscle memory in your head when all you really need to do was probably just fix your grip, you know? So
For all my students, I tell all my students this. The game of golf is pretty simple. Us humans just make it more difficult. So, because I'm not the smartest guy in the world, I would say, but uh, for me, I know how to keep things pretty simple and get to my destination. So when it comes to this game, even myself, I never fell into the YouTube rabbit hole. Um, but I did hear a lot of instructors. Now, a lot of instructors, they have different philosophies, and their philosophies have to kind of match up to what you're trying to think. But also, it's a whole nother genre. But at the same time, though, I've heard a lot of things, and it's always not the best information because at the end of the day, every golfer has a different DNA. Every single golfer is going to have a different swing. So with that, you have to tap into your natural abilities of what you can and can't do. So you have to learn more about yourself. You have to learn more about your body, and then that's something you can even bring to the table for when you get to a golf instruction class, clinic, whatever it may be. And then that's when the professional can help you help your game out.
you just said something that just like raised my radar all the way up. I feel like in golf, you could tell me your opinion on this, but I feel like in golf, one of the key things that people need to do that they don't do is you need to learn your body because it's going to affect your golf swing. Like me, I played a lot of sports as a kid. I played football, I played basketball, and I hyperextended my right knee. So
Mm.
I have a tendency to lock my right knee out just regular. I could be walking, I could be like just standing normal where most people flex their knees. I would lock this knee out. So if I lock this knee out, then it raises this side of my body more, you know,
Yeah.
and
I've seen your swing. Yeah, like I see it a lot.
hey man, don't be look, man. I can keep it in play. Don't be critiquing my
I
swing. Now,
got some game, man. I've been keeping track of you have some game. Hey,
but I do. You know, I struggle. I ain't gonna lie. I struggle. Like I still got stuff to work on. But now I can actually go out and I can at least keep up. Like I could. I
yeah,
just in golf. Everybody got different levels that they want to get to in golf. Like me, I don't want to be a professional golfer. Like I like making clubs, but then you know I do media. That's what I do. So that you know I wrote a golf movie. I like doing that. But like I just wanted to get to the point in golf where I can talk shit.
yeah.
All I wanted to do. I just want to talk shit. So I feel like my golf game is at a point now where I can, you know, at least talk my shit and then bag it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I lose money, but I take some money too.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, man.
So I'm trying to so yeah, so you know, back to what I was trying to get at, is like you just gotta analyze your body because like yeah, you could be going down a whole series of things and it'll just totally confuse you. And then you get to the point where if people play golf, they've been here. Now you got to start all the way over. And you got to start all the way over from the jump. Like you got to relearn your grip, alignment, and posture. You like,
All of the above.
that's just how messed up they be. Let me ask you this. If you no, let me take one step back. Is golf becoming cool?
I think so. Yeah, good. Even like with that happening right now, The younger generations kind of making it a vibe these days.
You said, see, you just said it, making it a vibe. It's so
It's making
golf,
up time, man. Hey, I've been in California way too long, bro.
golf becoming cool. Let me ask you this: what do you think is making golf become cool? Like, it's a lot of millennials getting into golf now and stuff. Like, I think COVID had a little bit to do with it too, man. Because the golf course be packed now.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I had to play like early. You can tell I'm a serious golfer. I had to play early in the morning to get mine in now because you go at regular times, man. You're gonna be waiting on every tee box. I can't do that.
yeah. No, it's too much, man. No, what I think, and actually my generation is taking because I'm a millennial. I think my generation is taking putting the game in a different perspective. um, our clothes are different. It's not the whole country club atmosphere type of thing. It's where, you got to wear the pleated pants, the FootJoy classic shoes,
The FootJoy Classic.
shirt, like the good polo Ralph Lauren. No, we're not about that. We want to go to the golf course like in our shorts or like basketball shorts, tennis shorts, or board shorts. We just came back from the beach. Okay, let's go hit some range balls. Whatever it may be. And also how me and my friends are right now. Harold Warner, he's a good one, and I'm glad he said it. Hey, we're bringing hoodies into the game, and honestly, I love some hoodies. So yeah, we're changing the game on that. But also, here's what me and my friends do, and actually my generation is doing it. We actually play a lot of music on the course. I have my music blaring, with my JBL speaker. My boy probably, vibing to something too, or 2 or 3 holes over, you can hear somebody blasting the music as well. And hey, next thing you know,
What you playing? What you play? What's your, if you pull up to the course? What's your top three? What's your top three on your playlist right now?
yeah, what's on my top 3 playlists right now? Lately, I've been on my Tupac, man. Like I've been on my Tupac, I've been on my Warren G, I've been on my Snoop, been on my Dre. Man, so I've really been on my West Coast
I
for
see you hard on the West Coast right now,
yeah,
except the Drake, but
no, actually, no, Drake, he cool, like he Canada, but Dr. Dre though,
uh,
so yeah, like they really been in like they really been in my top 5 lately.
I don't think I can play my playlist. I mean, I listen to music, but I don't listen to the music that I really want to listen to when I roll up to the first tee. So like,
Trap
I,
music.
oh yeah, I'm trap god, man.
Yeah, you're from Bama, man. I know how.
I pull up. I'm listening to Yo Gotti, Young
Hey,
Jeezy,
we need that though. Like
yeah,
it's perfectly cool because
Migos.
it goes. Yeah. Hey, when somebody pulls up to the course and they're bumping that, is that's when you're in the right atmosphere.
Yeah.
People these days, we don't want to be in a stuffy atmosphere, man. It's all about having a good time. Like the world's already crazy enough, so you gotta enjoy yourself. And the
Hey,
best time to do it is at the golf course with your friends. You got some good music, probably got some beers. Of course you're gonna have food there. And plus you hit some golf balls and
hey man, I'm surprised you ain't no fat man. You talk about food a lot, man. Like,
man, I like to eat.
you stay eating, you stay. What your girl cooking every night, man? You probably over there eating sticky rice and shit.
Oh man, that sticky rice be on point. Yeah, no,
Like,
man. Like my girlfriend Vietnamese, dude. So I be eating a lot of pho, like a lot of Vietnamese dishes. But also, hey, my girlfriend got some soul too. So she know how to make that baked mac and cheese, like
oh
the way how we do it Southern style.
yeah.
Like she know how to make some good pork chops. She know how to season some food.
Hey man, yeah, you better not be posting her on your Instagram, man. People gonna start DMing her, man. What would
Uh,
you do? What would you do if another golfer DM your girl?
well, actually, like, I never tag my girl, so yeah.
You're a smart man. He like, I don't even tag my girl. They can't even find my girl. I don't even tag her.
It's like heck, and sometimes I tell my girl like, don't even be liking my photos, man. Too many people be trying to like those things and be like, yo, who's this girl right here? Like that's me. Don't worry about it. That's me.
Cool. Man. I got a couple more questions. We're gonna wrap it up, man. How do we get more minorities into golf, man?
Yeah, I love that question. One, like we gotta bring the game to them. Like there's no golf courses in the hood. I mean, both of us been there before. Ain't too many golf courses in the hood, man. And that's most likely where we reside. African Americans, Hispanics, Filipino, Guatemalan, whatever it may be, Pacific Islander, our environments are a lot different than what you see on TV. So we don't always have that access to those facilities. So that's the first thing. Two, we have to make it more affordable, man. Um, that's I think that's one of the things that needs to get done immediately. The reason why I say that, okay, one, all right, PGA professionals, and I'm going to say this for all PGA professionals and for anybody who's listening to this, all us PGA professionals, we get free stuff. Okay, that's what we get, but the average consumer does not, and the average consumer is paying $530 for a driver. That's close, like that's half your rent sometimes, for one club, really? Like
Yeah,
$530 for one?
see, you speaking my language now. Keep going. You speaking my
Yeah,
language.
like even though I get free stuff, I tell my students like, hey, you don't need to spend that money right there. Go over here. I know these people and they'll work with you, and they'll work with you on the prices too. Because even though I receive a lot of free stuff, I feel bad for people who are actually trying to get into the game. They actually find it interesting, but then they see these price tags, and they're like, I'll take it easy. And yeah, I'll build up slowly on it, and it slows down the process. And when it slows down the process more, they kind of drift away a lot more too. So they
Yeah,
find it interesting, but then like that's like with the cost, it's hard to keep up with demands, and especially trying to live your everyday life.
yeah. You just got a new driver, right? Did you just get a new
Yeah.
driver? What kind of driver you got?
So over the past year, I've been playing the Taylormade Sim, and I loved it. Still got it. But I was like, well, kind of want to see because I'm a PGA professional, so I'm gonna use my resources, especially if they give me. So I got an order for a driver because like I had a little money to spend. Well, not out of my pocket, but it was like allocated money from the company.
Yeah.
So they gave me some money. I was like, you know what? It's going into break time. I can use a little early Christmas present to myself.
Yeah, I finally got the TaylorMade M5. I got the TaylorMade M5 Tour. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why I got the tour. I just like small heads. I'm sorry.
We're gonna get into that.
Everybody else can play their 460cc. I like 435. I like 440. And speaking of that, didn't you give me a 440 driver one time?
Yeah, I did.
A
Yeah.
Nike? Let me tell you. This is why I like Nike. Now I'm finna go off subject, but I gotta say this right quick. This
All
is
right.
why I like Nike. You gave me that 440 driver. You didn't give it to me. I paid for it, but
Yeah.
I got a discount though. But
Yeah.
I got the 440 driver. I took it out. I played with it. I was beating it. I love the sound off of it. It had that dead thud sound,
Mhm.
but it broke. It like literally snapped
Oh,
in half.
yeah.
I told you. I think I told you about this. I took a picture of it, put it on Twitter at the time because Twitter was popping at that time. I put
Yeah.
it on Twitter. I'm like, man, I just bought this Nike. I just bought this Nike driver 440. The head cracked on. Look at it. Like this ain't nothing. This ain't operator error right here. Like this just like not cool.
Mhm.
A rep from Nike hit me up
Mhm.
and was like, hey, so sorry about that. Blah blah blah. Sent me $600 gift card.
Word.
Like, dang, man. Like I went about a new driver and a hoodie. You know what I'm saying? So Nike, as long as y'all keep people like that on y'all team, I rock with y'all. But that's a side note. Back to the subject of equipment right quick.
I used to change, man.
I tell people all the time, like, that's really why I got into like building equipment and teaching myself how to build golf clubs because I didn't want to be one of those people chasing equipment thinking it was going to make me a better player. I said if I learn how to build my own golf clubs and I know that I built them right, when I
Mhm.
go out there and shank the ball, it ain't the club's fault, it's my fault. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how I got into it. But I see so many people just waste money on stuff they don't need, and I'm like, that's what drive you away from the game because you wasting money when you could go pay Pat, you know what I'm saying, to get some lessons, and then you could actually enjoy the game versus spend a whole bunch of money on equipment. But I started to learn too that a lot of people just don't want to put in the work.
Oh yeah, no, a lot of people. I even see some. They try to buy a new golf game, and I was raised in the old school. I'm a millennial, but I had old school teachers. So you get out what you put into it, man.
Hold
And
up, do you still got your finger wrapped up, man? Is your finger wrapped up? Did you play golf today?
I
I
just got
always,
of course I can pitch black dark. So yeah, yeah.
well, I always wanted to ask you, man, because I see Tiger do it, and I said, you do everything Tiger do, man. Hey, why do you wrap your finger up?
Okay, so actually check this out. So on my hand. All right, so like Tiger did it first, but I don't do it for Tiger. Sometimes it goes on different parts of my hand. It's just most like it's just mainly my middle one though. So my hands, where the grip is, this is my left hand, so this is my left hand, so it's not gonna get torn up as much. So with my left hand, even though I have calluses, they're perfectly fine. My right hand, it's the totally different story. My right hand, I grip it more here on the fingers, like around this area around here. And sometimes, like while you're coming through impact, because the grips I play, I don't play regular rubber grips. I never have. Growing up down south, your hands sweat a lot, so you got to have something that's
I
tacky.
had them cords. I got cords. You probably got cords too.
I have cores too, so
Right.
sometimes those cores will tear your hands up.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
I'm looking at mine tore right now. I got the same calluses you got.
yeah. So yeah, exactly. So I think I had to be at least I think 14 or 15 or somewhere around there. And one, I really couldn't change my grips because like that's what was working for me and that's what I love. But I was like, okay, my hands are so beat up. Like I got to see how I'm gonna fix it. And then I saw Tiger. Of course, I saw Tiger had his fingers wrapped, and I found out why he really did it. And we were kind of close on how our calluses kind of built up. So yeah, so mine, I always keep this part right here wrapped up because if the club gets into here, it's gonna hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not gonna hurt off the first shot, but probably but the shot probably like right after the first nine, it's probably gonna start hurting. So I keep it wrapped the whole time.
Man, that's a good information. I just always wanted to know. I mean,
Yeah.
I
You're not the only one who's asked me that.
maybe I need to wrap mine up. Shoot, I don't know. Well, I just
I
you
wrap
know
all
I embrace the pain.
Yeah, yeah. I had too many golf balls today to do that.
Yeah, I need to get my golf ball rep. So I did put a net in the backyard, so I'm hitting way more golf balls now. But I'm
Uh-huh.
not. But now in progress, I can't move. I can't hit balls anymore because I shanked the ball like a couple of weeks ago, and it went in the neighbor's yard, and I was like, oh, that's all bad. So now I got to hit the wiffle balls, but it's all good, as long as I'm swinging and hitting something, that's all. That's all that matters to me.
Break anything, did you?
No, I mean, I heard something, but ain't nobody come looking for me. So unless they see this podcast, hey, they'll never know. And
Yeah, I bet they got listening right now.
it is a lot of golfers in my neighborhood, so
Yeah,
they might.
they
Let me
know
ask
about
you, what you say?
they know about you.
Yeah, they probably do. Who knows? The world's so crazy now, especially when you put yourself out here in this type of format. You just gotta get you gotta get ready for it. I get DM a lot of weird stuff, bro. Trust me.
Oh, I bet.
And I got DM like, why are you talking about golf? You don't know anything about golf. You haven't been playing golf long enough. I was like, man, you don't know me, man. I'll whoop your ass, man. But anyway, that's
Hey,
all. That's all.
everybody is tough behind the screen, dude. Especially well, hey, sports are sports. Uh,
Exactly.
yeah, you're going to see that kind of stuff in football. Of course, you're going to see it in basketball. Um, when it comes to well, we're not too much on the soccer side over here on the U.S., but even on the European side, and they're pretty serious about their soccer too. Like old fat beer guys
Yep.
who can't even run to even kick a ball anymore. They're pretty passionate about what they do. And golf is the same way, but a lot of people they have a lot of egos that still need to get checked.
Yeah.
Um, I've received comments before. I know you have
Oh yeah.
when it comes to what we do on social media. And thing is, though, it's not about the right way. It's about your way and making it right for you.
Yeah. Speaking of checking people, Roger Steele?
Yeah, yeah, I know Roger. Yeah, that's my boy. Yeah, I've been on Roger since man. Sheesh, I think 2014. When I used to live in Chicago, we hooked up a few times. He a cool dude.
I like Roger, man. Hey Roger, if you listening, I need you on the podcast. I'm gonna cut this clip out and send it directly to you.
Yeah, make
But
sure
but
shout out.
what do you think about everything? I like what Roger doing. Like Like he's just kind of, I like it because he blazing his own path and he doing it his way. He not trying to like fit into a mold or anything. He like, this is what I do, and
You
this is
know, and yeah,
what I
that's what
do.
we need. Yeah,
Yeah.
so, honestly, that's what we need. We need people like Roger because if you see Roger, he always doing his thing. He's always on the go, but you know, he's having fun with it, and he's having fun with the game that he loves. Kind of like what you're doing right now, and same thing I'm doing right now. Like, because I bet here's one thing I can say for all three of us: nobody can tell us how to do our jobs.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so. Um, that's what people of color or minority, that's what a lot of us are doing now. We're doing it our way. We're not doing it the country club way. Heck, I'm a PGA professional. I should be some kind of type of head pro. Forget all that.
Yeah.
I'm a director of instruction, and I teach my way. Nobody tells me how to teach. All right? You find your own rhythm and you find your own flow.
Yeah,
Same thing.
I like that. Like, do it like that. Do it your way. I feel like most people just need to like be like, you know what? No, I'm doing it my way, and that's how I am. I'm just doing it my way. Like when I
Mhm.
wanted to start building clubs, hell, I ain't had nobody. I couldn't even. Yeah, I couldn't go to nobody to teach me how to build clubs and stuff like. And now I got like this little thing now. Like people ask, I'd have had several, and this came from different people who don't know each other.
Mhm.
They were like, man, ain't no, you really ain't had no club till you hit a B Mason club. And I like,
Yeah.
dang, I like that. Oh, I like that. You know, it really made me feel good because I was like, these couple of people didn't know each other at all, and they both said the same thing. You know, and I was like, which really in my mind, I'm like, I ain't doing this special that any other club build ain't doing. But hey, if you want to
It's unique.
bestow that title upon me, then I will graciously receive it. So
Yeah. It's about how you deliver yourself and how you deliver the product. Um, So you deliver yours way others don't.
yeah,
I can relate to that a little bit because I have my own way of teaching. I have my own flow. Um, I don't go by textbook. I was never textbook growing up, and I'm not going to be textbook in adulthood. So, do I go step by step? Not really, but do I go about what feels good to that person for his or her game, and I wrap my teaching around I wrap my teaching around their needs, and for them to understand it, so they can become a better player. That's how I go about it, and just how you said, no, there's nothing like a B Mason club.
yeah,
I don't put myself out there on social media with all the teaching because you can go to Instagram now, thousand teachers on there too. Whatever they're trying to tell you. I don't do any of that. I do have an Instagram golf page. I do. Um, but it's only about what I'm trying to see, what I'm trying to do, and how I'm just going about my daily life. But before I get off topic, yeah, yeah, actually, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I just really lost my track.
oh, it's all good because you can look at your track all day. Because guess what, I do this full time, so I
Yeah.
create the track. Let me ask you this, because we almost getting ready to wrap up too, man. Because I'm trying to keep like people like us. We could really talk about this all day long.
Mhm.
I'm trying to keep it short as possible because I know I just talk forever. I
Yeah.
got a couple of I don't even know what I want to call these. I got a couple of rapid fire questions. I'm gonna say a phrase or I'm gonna say a name, and you tell me the first thing that come to your mind.
All right, let's do it.
Or it might be a question. You know, this is new to me, so we're gonna just go with it. Who knows where it's gonna go? It could go bad places. I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Let's do it.
Uh, do you drink?
Yes.
What's your favorite drink?
Oh man. All right. So if I'm out with the boys, it's gonna be a Corona Modelo. You know, something good or a good ale. You know, I don't do too many IPAs, man.
Me
Not
neither.
yeah, yeah. That aftertaste ain't for me. Um, but if I'm at the house chilling, man, it's either like a good rum and coke, or I take it back to what me and my dad had when I first turned 21. Jack Daniels on ice, like that's the drink.
Hey, that's all right with me. I like Jack. I'm more of a cognac man, but you know,
Yeah, yeah.
I drink some whiskey every once in a while. Let me ask you this: Tory Mullins.
Oh yeah. Uh, beautiful soul, beautiful soul. Great mindset. Um, I'll keep it PG, but she's very beautiful. I said, um,
Let me
and
ask.
I like her style though. I like how she goes about things. I like the way that she cut like her. her hair speaks volume. I like to call her Samson because I think her hair is her strength. She's pretty strong herself, but that hair is just saying like, hey, like no matter what you do, what you say, I'm gonna be me, and you can't get in my way. So that's what I see in her. So that's
Man, you got biblical on us, man. You got a hair like Samson. Wow. Okay. Make sure to send this clip to her too. Let me
so,
Tiger Woods.
the OG.
I like it. Just plain and simple. OG. The OG.
Yep.
I got another. I don't even know if you know this guy, but we finna find out.
So
Dunn White.
next question.
You got okay. Now I gotta tell you who Dunn White is, man.
Yeah.
Dunn White is a black club maker, club builder,
Hmm.
and he worked for a long time for McGregor, and now he's doing stuff with
Wait a minute. 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 You just said Don. Wait. I like the name Don White is not familiar, but I do remember there was an African American making clubs for McGregor.
yeah,
That's something I've been knowing for years.
that's him, Dunn White.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you just put two and two together.
yeah. It ain't, and I wouldn't expect you to super know it because you play golf. You don't be a club, so you wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good, and I kind of.
Any knowledge is good knowledge.
Man, I need to see if I can get Dunn White on because he getting up in age now. It'd be great to get that wisdom from him. I need
Yeah.
to see if I can get him on the podcast, but I'll work on that later. If anybody out there can get me in touch with Dunn White, that'd be greatly appreciated. All right, I got two more for you, which I didn't write them down because this is off the dome. But favorite course,
Favorite course that I played or that I want to play?
both.
Okay, that I play is Pebble Beach. I've been fortunate to play it more than once. Uh,
Lucky man.
yeah, and a lot of PGA pros, we don't get that luxury of playing it for free. You still got to pay that $575 round, like PGA Pro or not. But I have some connections within the company, some good family members that I get to work with. But that's my favorite course that I played on a resort style public track. Uh, let's see, public track. I would say the best course I've played publicly is Harborside International in Chicago.
Okay.
I love that track. It's link style, but wide open. It gets really windy out there. Of course, it's Chi-Town.
I'm addicted to Palm Springs, man. I like, man, I love every single course in Palm Springs. I done played so many courses down there I can't even keep up with, but I just love it down there, man. Whenever I go down there, it's like all the stress in my life calms down. Cause I guess it's just so much golf, and then I love palm trees and stuff, so it's a good environment for me. So I would say anywhere in Palm Springs for me can get the job done. This is my last question. What's the first app you open in the morning?
First app. Well, I know it's not Instagram. It's my bank account app. I'll be like, hey, make sure all my money there because you got checks and balances and
Oh man,
you got.
you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think you were gonna say that. Was not what I was expecting you to say. Like
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna be like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, TikTok. I don't know. I thought you were gonna say something that you said my bank account. I like that.
Oh, man, all that other stuff is for the birds, man. Like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff is cool. But Facebook is just nothing but the news. Instagram is just people posting pics on what they could be, should be, or are already doing. Twitter, you just have Twitter fingers all over the place. So people are just gonna speak their mind regardless of freedom of speech. It is what it is. Um,
Man, Pat
so,
get into a real at the end, man. I like it.
yeah, so
Hey,
that's stuff I don't pay attention to, man, because everybody got their own way of doing things. Me, I got to make sure I'm right. So first things first, hey, if I wake up right, we cool. But at the same time, though, got to make sure that bank account right because if it's not, I'm calling the bank and saying, hey, what's up? I'm missing. I got
hey,
like everybody else. I keep it real with you. Hey, I got to eat.
hey, I like it, man. Hey, I really this been good, man. It's been fun, man. It's good catching up. Good catching up with you, man. We're gonna have to get out and play, man. I don't play as much as I would like, but I got got them kids, man. Y'all kids real. And this homeschooling, man, I can't. This virtual learning is gonna drive me virtually crazy. So
shoot,
yeah,
like
you
take,
don't be in no hurry to have no kids, bruh.
no, I'm good. Take them kids to my dad's house, man.
Man, shoot.
Yeah,
I need to ship them back down to Alabama. Be like, y'all go stay with y'all grandparents
yeah,
for
because I know my sister
a
doesn't
year.
go with them.
No. She dropping them off. She like, bye.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's
So yeah, man, I really appreciate you. Thanks for joining me, man. I'm gonna wrap it up, man. My last thing going out the door. If people wanted to get in touch with you, what's your I know you say you don't really be on it, but you kind of be on it. What's your Instagram, YouTube? How can people find you?
yeah. The best way is through Instagram. My panhandle is P Harris II, all lowercase. So P Harris IIPGA. And hey, follow me. And if you enjoy this podcast, hey man, hopefully we can meet up. And if you're in California, let's definitely get around and with the drink afterwards, of course.
There you go. Get around there with the drink afterwards on you because you gonna lose because he a pro. Just remember that.
Oh,
Hey man, hey y'all, thank y'all for watching the podcast. I really appreciate it. You know, like I say all the time, y'all know the drill. If you want to see more of these type of podcasts, just hit the bell so you can be notified when I put out a new podcast or a new video in general. Also hit the subscribe button. The YouTube algorithm likes that. You know, my podcast is only available on YouTube. I thought about putting it on Spotify and all these other places, but I like, no, I'm gonna keep this right on. I need to manage. I'm managing my stuff myself, so I need to manage it in one place. So hit the subscribe button and like it, and don't forget to share. That's all I got for y'all today, man. I really appreciate this conversation today with my boy Patrick. I think I need to get up there and play you now, man. My swing look a lot different from the last time we played, so we're gonna have to get out. My homeboy Perry asks about you all the time too.
oh yeah.
He like, what?
Yeah,
Like, what Pat up? Yeah, he like, what Pat up to? I like, oh,
hey man, I'm 2 hours away from you, man, just 2. So, hey, just let me know if I need to drive down or you want
to. Fee. It sounds like he want to see you. I think you said you want to see him. I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna spectate. I'm gonna just put my money out there.
We just gonna have a little fun. If I have to bring out some past experiences, to whip that ass.
I love it. I'm here for all the drama. I love it. All right, man. I appreciate you. I'll let you next time. Peace.
All right, peace, dude.